He was doing what? With you.
When you boil it down to low gravy,
You demanded special treatment. It's almost an embarrassment, sir, to hear this from you.
For more than 40 years, we tuned in to 60 Minutes to watch Mike Wallace ask questions that spoke volumes.
Imam President Sadat of Egypt says that what you are doing now is, quote, a disgrace to Islam. And he calls you, Imam, forgive me, his words, not mine, a lunatic.
There's an old joke that goes, the most feared words in the English language are, Mike Wallace is here.
Come on out. You don't want to talk to me?
We, of course, wish you were still here.
I pulled into Nazareth, just feeling about half-past dead.
And we'll miss you too, Levon Helm. You made the most of your time on Earth. Your performance in the film The Last Waltz turned out to be anything but a swan song.
Take the load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny.
Elizabeth Catlett devoted her life to overturning a history of pain and discrimination against African Americans, using art to open minds.
I believe that the young people, Indian people across the country, need someone, a contemporary Indian of these times, to identify with.
Back in 1973, Russell Means confronted the injustices done to his people by leading armed protests across South Dakota, a landmark moment for the American Indian movement.
Monticello is the picture on our cover this week.
When we launched Sunday morning, 1979, Richard Threlkeld delivered our cover story, week in and week out.
Progress is not inevitable, and the melting pot doesn't always melt very well.
Richard reported the facts, yes, but what a way he had with words. And what a way Leroy Neiman had with a brush. An artist as colorful as his canvases, he painted the good life and the sporting life.
Madison Manor, Oscar the Beautiful speaking.
In The Odd Couple, Jack Klugman was everybody's image of a slovenly sports writer. His Oscar was a lovable grouch.
Yeah.
The legendary Hector Macho Camacho.
If ever a fighter was deserving of his nickname, it was Hector Macho Camacho. He was famous for his speed and his style. Alex Karras showed both speed and style as tackle for the Detroit Lions. And he was a knockout in Blazing Saddles.
Hey, you can't park that animal over there. It's illegal.
Because of his looks, Ernest Borgnine was typecast as a heavy. But as Marty, Borgnine proved there was more to him, and perhaps more to all of us than meets the eye.
So it doesn't matter if you look like a gorilla. See, dogs like us, we ain't such dogs as we think we are.
I'm Vidal Sassoon. And if you don't look good, we don't look good.
Vidal Sassoon did his best to make everyone look their best. He went from sweeping up hair to overseeing an empire of sounds.
Back from the beauty shop where she's just had her head tarred and feathered, here is Miss Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller used her looks to a different effect.
You know, most people consider a broken mirror bad luck. For me, it's great.
She set the stage for funny ladies to come.
My skin is so dry, I've been declared a fire hazard. They named a television show after my skin, Rawhide.
Phyllis Diller was, in a word, wild.
And he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are.
The heroes of author-illustrator Maurice Sendak's books often behaved in beastly ways, just like real little boys.
You gotta fight for your right to run.
Okay, now, time to shift tempo a bit. Beastie Boy Adam Yauch left us this year. He left behind a few tracks to keep us on our toes.
Weenie body rocking, not perfection. Let me get some action from the back section. Body moving, body moving.
Davy Jones is gone too. The mop-top flunky had all the right moves. So did Richard Dawson. Let's not forget Sherman Hemsley's fancy footwork. And who could keep up with moves like these?
Hello and welcome aboard. You're of course invited to come on and kick it with us as the Soul Train.
Don Cornelius presided over a weekly dance party dedicated, as he put it, to peace, love, and soul. Although Donna Summer learned to sing in church, she rose to fame as the Queen of Disco, with a sound more tuned to Saturday night than Sunday morning. Long before there was sex in the city, Helen Gurley Brown penned Sex and the Single Girl, revealing that even good girls enjoy being bad.
That sounds just yummy.
She then took the reins at Cosmopolitan, finding success with covers, promising, well, success under the covers.
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Author, screenwriter, and director Nora Ephron found success, sending up the way sex can ruin relationships and vice versa.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want an Ellen too.
Lush, a tramp.
Sex, money, power, that's the sort of stuff J.R. Ewing knew best.
What is that show without JR?
Well, that's what I figure.
Trying to tell me how to run my half of the business?
There was never a more charming scoundrel than J.R. Thanks to you, Larry Hagman. Hats off to the man in the hat.
Nobody does it half as good as you.
And a tip of the hat to you, Marvin Hamlish, composer of Broadway and Hollywood hits beyond compare. We also salute two incomparable men of medicine, Joseph Murray and E. Donald Thomas. They share the Nobel Prize for their pioneering work in organ and bone marrow transplants. Although both died this year, countless others live on, thanks to them.
What's the use of having all the stars of the universe if no one can see them? That's our job, huh?
And we give thanks to Ray Bradbury, whose writings provide a sort of moral compass for a world in which science fiction is rapidly becoming science fact.
We were put here to touch, to smell, to taste, to see, and to hear the universe. Huh? That's a great role. It's a great responsibility.
It took more than just rocket fuel to propel Sally Ride into orbit. As America's first woman in space, she was a role model for those who dream of shooting for the stars. Earl Scruggs, he aimed high. His picking elevated the five-string banjo from second fiddle status to the star of the show. No doubt you remember this tune. For so many, Andy Griffith's Mayberry recalled our own hometowns, as we remember them, or wish they could have been.
Well, the best to you, if you ever by this way again, be sure and stop by. Hope you got more time, though. We don't like to see folks hurrying through like this.
And he was something of a friend, one we'll remember for a long time to come. So long, Andy.
At last, my love has come along.
We leave it to you, the great Etta James, to close out our tribute to those who left us in 2012. We only wish we had a bit more time to recount all the ways your lives have touched ours. But at last, the time has come to bid you all hail and farewell.